You've got wheel damage. You've got wheel damage.
Caution there around lap 70-ish when it came out right in the middle of green flag pit stops. I know you said that helped you kind of turn the field upside down. What was your strategy if the way it was looking, we were going to go green basically the whole race? What was your strategy looking otherwise?
Hello.
I was just going to state, because since I put the
and boost. I'll show you my monitor settings really quick. So 3 flat screens, 60-degree angle, 165-degree field of view. Now, I do increase that in the simulator to about 175. Now, I know there is a correct field of view. You put all the numbers in, and then that's your field of view. But I've always been an advocate of having a field of view that feels right. Experiment, go lower, go higher, see what works for you. Put the numbers in, get a ballpark, but don't be afraid to tinker to make sure it feels comfortable. So we're going to the graphics settings proper now. So sky clouds, medium, I don't think there's any need for going any higher. Cars high, I always want the highest detail for the cars. Pit objects, low detail. I'm not racing at the pits, I'm not bothered too much about that. I don't care what that looks like when I'm racing. Event high detail, grandstands high detail. If I don't have the grandstands on the high detail, I feel like I'm missing out. Clouds, low detail, they look alright there, but it's just rendering the front of them. The higher you go, the more of the cloud it renders. So if you have high detail, it will render their backs. Who cares what their backs look like? So low detail for me, objects high detail, that's really important for braking markers and all that kind of stuff. Particles, high detail, and full res. Turn off this foliage nonsense. Now, max car 63, so set this to 63, that's the maximum number that you can have. Obviously 62 car grid, plus the test. If you don't have it set to the maximum, then you
You got that corner and got a slow down penalty.
Cars, things just look a bit funny. Don't worry, it doesn't render 63 cars. That's taken care of with these numbers here. But set that to 63. 20 cars for me is plenty. In a race, I'm never going to see more than 20 cars in front anyway. So 20 cars in front, 8 cars in the mirror. For me, that's plenty. Dynamic level of detail, I have that set to world plus minus minimum. I don't want many changes at all. And I have the car level of detail off. I don't want any changes to the car. No frame rate limit. Now, this is where the nice stuff happens, and this is where you'll gain some frame rate if you make changes. So, anti-aliasing method, MSAA. MSAA samples 4x simple. I think that works fine on 1440. Shadow maps and clouds on. Object self-shadowing on. And dynamic objects in the main view. Night shadow maps on. Shader quality, I have that set to ultra detail. There's not much difference between high and ultra, but I've got the headroom, so I'll go for ultra. On the right-hand side, turn off the steering wheel because I don't want to see two. Two past trees, that doesn't really do anything for me. I don't really notice a huge difference. High-quality trees, however, there is a little bit of a difference in how it looks, so I think that's worth having on. Cockpit mirrors max 1. Now, I'm cheating here, really, so when you watch my videos, you can see the mirror there, but that's the only one that I'm rendering. And in truth, I don't even look at that one ever. I use the virtual mirror. So if I had my way, I wouldn't have any mirrors at all. I would just use the virtual mirror. Unless I'm doing one of those point of view videos where I want immersion, I don't want any UI. But under normal circumstances, I wouldn't have the mirrors on if I was running the virtual mirror. But a bit of a cheat for me, just so it looks better on camera. Don't need the high details in mirrors. The iRacing mirrors, I think, are fine. Headlights, high detail. Don't need the headlights on track. Virtual mirror, I have mine set to 65. And I always think it looks pretty good. And motion blur, off. SSR, I just have that in the rain, low only. Don't have any sharpening. I have HDR on. Video memory swap, high-res cars, and high-res textures. And I have distortion on. All that does is give you a little bit of heat haze from the exhaust. And I don't have heat haze on. I think that looks a bit weird during the race. But in the replay, however, slightly different. So I have pit objects medium, and I have the clouds on medium, and I have more cars drawn. Same option in the middle, but I do have two past trees on, show driver's arms, and I have maximum cockpit mirrors and motion blur high strength. Now I just have the motion blur on to make things look a little bit better when I'm capturing my screenshots. Now, if you want to get a few more frames, this is what I would suggest that you do. So, as you can see, start of the race, Monza, 84, 85, 86 frames a second. Lots going on, lots of shadows, lots of cars, grandstands are full, but not really great frame rates. But that's because I've set certain things in the replay graphic settings, which makes it a little bit rubbish. But that's just so I can capture a better looking screenshot for the thumbnails. But let's make some changes and see what FPS we can actually gain. So we'll go to options and we'll go to graphics. On the left hand side here, if you can, I would leave these as they are. Try and have these as high as possible. It's the ones in the middle and a couple on here that are going to give you the most boost. So we'll go to replay. Middle ones, shadow maps, shadow clouds on. Right. If you
Everyone's
don't have them
gridded.
on, I think it looks rubbish. So we'll turn those off. Right. Straight away we've gained
Green flag,
over
green
20
flag.
frames per second just by turning the shadow maps.
Car right. Still there, hold your line. clear. Car on your left. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the left. Right side. Clear on the right. Pick up the course, you've got to slow down and give up that time. Still waiting on 2 cars to grid. Everyone's gridded. Green flag, green flag. Car right. Still there. Still there. Stay on the left. Clear on the right. Left side. Still there. Clear on the left. Left side. Stay on the right. Still there, hold your line. Clear. Car right. Stay on the left. Clear. The next car's the leader. Left side. Still there. Still there. Stay on the right. Clear. Left side. You've got wheel damage. Stay on the right. Clear on the left. Right side. Still there, hold your line. Clear on the right. Slow down. You got a penalty for cutting the course. The leader's gone off. Everyone's gridded. Green, green, green. No damage, car looks clean. Left side, clear on the left. Left side. Keep to the right. Still there, hold your line. Stay on the right. Clear on the left. Right side. Still there, hold your line. Still there, clear. The car looks fine, no damage to report. Car on your left. Keep to the right. Still there, hold your line. Clear. Right side. Clear on the right. Left side. Still there. Stay on the right. Clear. Left side. Keep to the right. Keep to the right. Clear. Left side. Keep to the right. Clear on the left. Everyone's gridded. Green, green, green. Car right. Still there, hold your line. Clear. Car right. Still there. Clear. Your car looks fine, no damage to report. You cut that corner and got a slow down penalty. just set the fastest lap. They say you cut the course. You'll have to slow down and give up the time gain.
Cloud shadow maps. Play and see what FP is a little bit better when I'm capturing my screenshots. Now, if you want to get a few more frames, this is what I'm